Here we go. Wow, what an ending for WWE, the Royal Rumble for this year, and I'm satisfied with these wins, and I'm curious to see what you guys thought if you guys managed to check this event out. But all these different surprises and some of my picks and my predictions were came true, at least for some of these matches, and some surprises, and I still can't believe that ending, and for someone like him. But I'm going to talk about that going towards the end of the video. But in this video, I'm going to show all the different matches and talk about them in the description of all the matches that took place tonight. From the match card, I just had an absolute blast watching this, and the Royal Rumble was just like I mentioned in my predictions video a few days ago from last week. I love this type of time, this time of the year when it's the road to WrestleMania. It's someone's time to step up. It's new opportunities, and all those people that you least expect to win to rise to the top, to rise to the occasion and get that championship opportunity. And hopefully the writers let them go all the way, and that's if they do, because it's in their hands to decide if they want them to exceed and become champions. Because even if they win, they're not guaranteed to win that championship at WrestleMania. We've seen it happen before with Asuka. We've seen it happen with Shinsuke Nakamura, and we'll just have to see if it happens again this year. So let's start it off with the kickoff match. And every kickoff show, we always get one match before we get ready to head into the main event or the actual main show. So the kickoff show, this was really surprising. The Women's Tag Team Championship, Asuka and Charlotte Flair defending their titles against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Now, I thought Asuka and Charlotte, I didn't see them really losing the titles anytime soon, because it's too early for them to lose the tag team titles, because it's not Mania time yet. And WrestleMania is not until April, so I thought maybe Charlotte Flair might end up betraying Asuka to cost them the titles, or just having some kind of feud along the lines to have them go against each other at WrestleMania for the Raw Women's Championship. But just out of nowhere, Lacey Evans and Ric Flair comes out to distract them. This is kind of crazy, but it seems like Ric Flair and Charlotte Flair has been just basically butting heads, and I would say once I saw them coming out, I just knew that they were probably going to end up eventually losing. But if they had they not interfered, I think Asuka and Charlotte Flair would have ended up retaining their titles. But I was very surprised to see them lose their titles so early, even though they didn't really have them that long. So Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler ended up coming out on top to recapture the Raw Tag Team Women's Championships. So thanks to Lacey Evans and Ric Flair. So I think this feud is going to be stirring up when it comes in between Lacey Evans and Charlotte Flair. So I'm sure that's going to be more leading into tomorrow's show. So this is going to probably lead into another match. Maybe she'll challenge her tomorrow. So we'll see. But that was it for the whole kickoff show. So we're going to get into the main show now. So we're going to start it off with, it basically started with the show with Drew McIntyre and Goldberg. But I knew this wasn't going to be I knew this match wasn't going to last that long, because Goldberg can't go that long. So I don't even know why he was in this match in the first place, because he doesn't respect legends, apparently, from this whole little build-up that they had. It wasn't even a build-up. It's just he came out to challenge him. One night he pushed him, and then he just issued a challenge to Drew McIntyre because he didn't seem to be worthy enough or championship material to him, well, at least into his eyes. So I'm going to run you guys the play-by-play for this match real quick. For Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg for the WWE Championship. So I'm just going to say I was relieved to see Drew McIntyre retain his championship, because remember how Goldberg just destroyed and just buried The Fiend? Why did they not have The Fiend beat Goldberg? And then the fact that they had Drew McIntyre win, how come The Fiend didn't get a chance to retain his championship against Goldberg? And then they just set it up for Roman Reigns to have the championship and snatch the title away in a matter of moments from Goldberg. So this is pretty crazy. But a spear by Drew in the beginning of the match. I got it listed right here. And then a follow-up spear by Goldberg through the barricade towards Drew outside the ring. Then a Claymore, and then he tried to Claymore him again. He missed. And then another spear by Goldberg. And then a jackhammer from Goldberg. And then one more final Claymore to put down, basically to end the match to retain the championship against Goldberg. So I knew this was probably going to happen. So that was just the whole summary to summarize the match of the WWE Championship. So I don't know who else is going to be able to challenge him now at this rate. So based on our Royal Rumble winners, I guess they're going to be able to pick which title they want to go after, or which champion they want to challenge. Maybe someone will maybe they'll have their decisions made by tomorrow, or maybe by the end of this week. We'll just have to find out from Raw and SmackDown to see who's going to challenge who. But that was just the first match of the show, so I'm just glad they got that match out of the way, because we knew that wasn't going to be really much of anything, especially based on the safety and health condition for Goldberg. So I feel like, just like I said, I feel like someone else could have this match could have been a lot better. They could have gave Drew a better opponent to put on a better show and a longer match for him. He doesn't deserve that, so I think that was just a waste of his time. But we'll go on to the next match, the SmackDown Women's Championship. Sasha Banks defending her title against Carmella, again with Reginald as her backup. But just as I knew Sasha Banks was going to probably end up retaining. So she's not going to lose anytime soon. But I think she's probably going to lose it at Mania. Maybe. We'll see. If she gets picked, maybe somebody else will step up and challenge her. But Carmella's already had her chance, so I think maybe somebody else will probably end up coming back. Not Bayley, because she already challenged for the title and lost and had the title for quite some time. So now it's time for some new people to step up and try to get a chance at that title. There's other women in the division and in that locker room who could probably just pose as a challenge for Sasha. Not saying that Carmella can't pose a challenge against her, but there's more people that can really get that shot at the title. But after Sasha Banks ended up retaining her title, her SmackDown Women's Championship to be exact, we had the Bad Bunny music performance. So basically like the halftime show. But after that just wasn't that long. And then Booker T just only had one line. Can you dig it, sucker? But let's get on to the next one. This is the first Rumble match of the women's of the night. So we're starting with the women's Royal Rumble match, and this, what I'm doing differently this year, I'm going to have a list of all the returning superstars that appeared from this match, or the surprise entrants, or some people that may have returned who were previously injured. So I'm going to do the same thing for the men's Rumble match later on in the video as well. So the first two entries, we had Bayley as number 1, and then number 2 was Naomi, who just returned. We haven't even seen her in a while, because she hasn't even been on the show in months, in quite some time. So I was rooting for her as soon as she came out. So, but sadly she didn't even end up winning. But it was still a good Rumble. But what I did not like from this Rumble, before I even get into the list of superstars that made special appearances in this match, did y'all see how Alexa Bliss was about to get ready to go through that metamorphosis phase? I thought she was going to really win, because I was going to pick her to probably try to be a potential winner, but she wasn't my pick in my predictions. But I just thought that maybe she would have a good chance of winning, and just right when she was trying to go through that metamorphosis phase and transform into her alter ego as the Fiend side, she got eliminated by Rhea Ripley. It's like she just canceled her out. She just got basically robbed from that whole little match. So she didn't even last that long, not even five minutes, it seems like. Just as soon as she tried to just go through that phase, just when all the lights flickering, the lights dimming and going out, it just seemed like I was just really getting excited for that. But it's like, oh, she's about to really start dominating and eliminating. I think the writers messed that up. That was just bad. Well, I just wish they did so much more with that, because if she, just say for example, she was able to get that phase and go through that metamorphosis. Remember how she beat Asuka from Monday Night Raw from 2 weeks ago? They could have had her give her a couple eliminations to really make her strong. But it's too late for that now. But that was just something that I really didn't like from the entire event, especially from this women's Royal Rumble match, just how they didn't even really give her a chance to really try to shine. So what was the point of that? But let's get into the little surprise entrances, and then I'll tell you guys the winner. I'm really satisfied with this. I'm really happy with this, and very well deserved from the superstar. But we had our returning women superstars. We had Naomi, just as I mentioned. She came out as number 2 to face Bayley. Jillian Hall, anyone remember her? Victoria, Torrie Wilson, Mickie James, and then Alicia Fox. So there was nobody else, no other surprise returning superstars. I thought Lita might make an appearance this year, but I think that was last year that she was in the Rumble for the women's division. So no Becky Lynch, and I don't think she's going to be returning anytime soon. I think it's going to be a while. So those are all our superstars that returned from this surprise entrances or surprises from this particular women's division Royal Rumble match. So, but we had our winner, Bianca Belair, coming out at number 3. Well deserved. I really hope that they let her go all the way. We can't get too excited. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this kind of decision because she's deserved. She's athletic. She has the in-ring talent. She's good at promos, good on the mic, just everything that she does. And I'm just very surprised that they gave her this shot. I'm very surprised that they're going to actually give her a chance to go on to WrestleMania. Now, I'm curious who she's going to challenge. I think Sasha is going to probably be the one that she's going to probably challenge. That's going to be a good match. But even if she doesn't challenge Sasha, she'll be able to put on a good of a match going against Asuka. So it wouldn't really matter. But I think she's going to challenge Sasha Banks at WrestleMania for her title. And hopefully they let her win. So just because she won the Royal Rumble doesn't mean that she's going to get that title because anything can happen. So I just hope that she gets that, goes all the way and becomes a champion, and let her hold the title for give her a good lengthy title run before having her lose, just like they did for Kofi Kingston. So that was the Women's Royal Rumble. So I think that was one of my personal favorite moments of the night. Bianca Belair going all the way to win the Rumble, coming in at number 3. So now we're going to go to our Universal Championship. And I wanted Kevin Owens to win this match, but it seems like they can't get rid of the head of the table. They just want to keep that gold on him for Roman Reigns, and then defending his title against Kevin Owens in the last man standing match. But he would have been lost. He definitely would have lost his title. Paul Heyman basically saved him to just save him from the handcuffs because he was basically stuck and trapped. He couldn't even get back. He couldn't even get all the way up to try to stand up to beat the 10 count. But he was able to stop the referee and knock him out, and they brought out a different ref. But while he was stuck and still handcuffed, Paul Heyman was able to assist. I was just cheering him on. Like, Owens got to stop. I just wish Owens knocked out Paul Heyman to put a stop to him from saving him, and then that would have definitely made the difference. They should have had him win that way. And at the same time, I thought Jey Uso was gonna be out there. And something else that I'm wondering. Speaking of Jey Uso wasn't in the Rumble, was he? I don't think he was in the Royal Rumble tonight. So I wonder what happened to him. So I'm very curious about that. I'm surprised he didn't even come out to help him at that point, even if he wasn't in the Rumble. I don't think he was there. But Roman Reigns, or the head of the table, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of the head of the table gimmick, and just it's dead to me now. I'm ready for a new champion. I'm ready for somebody to step up. He was cool as a heel. He's cool as a heel, but he's just not that good on the mic. They should just give the microphone to Paul Heyman. It just seems ridiculous. And how long is he gonna hold this title? I hope someone just challenges him, and someone can definitely just put down Roman Reigns and just basically humble him. So I know it's just a gimmick, but I'm just kind of over the head of the table sort of thing. Oh, you don't respect me, and this is the fact that you don't respect me, and he doesn't respect their family. Just that whole little storyline is already done and wrapped up. I'm ready for them to wrap that up. So I'm ready for them to do something else. So since Owens lost again, so I'm curious to see who's going to challenge him now. But now we're going to wrap up and talk about the main event, the men's Royal Rumble match. This was pretty crazy, and this was also pretty good. And just check this out. Edge was number 1 in the Royal Rumble, and number 2 was Randy Orton. So you already know what was up. They both was going at it and just duking it out. And just from there, just a rivalry renewed, just from everything that happened from the past WrestleMania, and then especially from the past Backlash from last year in 2020 when he put Edge on the show. So I'm just glad that he ended up getting his revenge. Edge is the winner of this entire Royal Rumble. I didn't even think he was gonna win. Cesaro lost, got eliminated. I thought he was gonna win. Daniel Bryan lost. He was another pick of mine. I thought The Fiend would get an entry in the Royal Rumble, but it seems like he's not going to make some kind of return anytime soon. Maybe he'll come back tomorrow, but or maybe he'll be back in the coming weeks. We'll have to see. But I'm very surprised that they had Edge win this Royal Rumble. I don't know if anyone else out there could be just as shocked as I am, but are they going to let Edge become a champion again? I'm just curious to see if they're going to let him go all the way. So we got our Royal Rumbles. Royal Rumbles. We got our Royal Rumble winners, I meant to say. Bianca Belair from the women's Royal Rumble, and we got Edge. So the number 3 entry from earlier won tonight, and then the number 1 entry. And Edge was the 3rd superstar to win the Royal Rumble officially, from being the first one to come into the Royal Rumble. But now let's talk about the returning superstars. I think my personal favorite was Carlito. Carlito coming back and making a return. I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. You guys remember that? I just remember that from the Attitude Era. But it sucks that he didn't take a bite of the apple and then spit in one of the superstars' face. But it was Shinsuke. He took his apple. He was going to try to bite it, take a bite of the apple. But he knocked it out of his hand, and he did the backstabber on Shinsuke Nakamura. But it was nice to see Carlito. It was nice to see him in this. I think he was one of my personal favorites to really come back tonight and make an appearance in this Royal Rumble. So you had him, you had Kane, the Big Red Machine, and then stand back. It's a Hurricane coming through. It's the Hurricane, or Gregory Helms, which is the guy under the mask. You had the Hurricane, Christian make an appearance, and just as I predicted, Seth Rollins made a return. He made it back into the WWE now. I thought he was going to win, but I was very surprised to see Edge go all the way. So it was nice to see him back. But I wonder what Seth Rollins is going to be doing. I wonder if they're going to change his gimmick. I think he needs to be a face again. I think it'll be cool to see him be a face, but I don't think he's going to be able to do that anytime soon. And then what I'm also wondering, Buddy Murphy, what happened to him? What happened to Buddy Murphy? What happened to Aleister Black? He wasn't even in the Rumble. None of those two were in the Rumble at all. It would have been nice to see them make an appearance. But maybe they're actually there. Maybe they're just in the locker room and they just don't know what to do with them. See how they do the NXT superstars? It's crazy. But I'm just very shocked to see Edge come out on top as number 1. I didn't think he was going to win, just to say it again. I just thought superstars like Cesaro, this is a new age. This is a new era. A new generation is supposed to be. But I can't complain about Edge. I mean, he never lost it. So let's see if he's going to go all the way. Who is he going to challenge? If he does challenge Roman Reigns, I hope he definitely beats him. I hope he finds a way to beat Roman Reigns and he doesn't get ruled out by the writers and say, well, let's have him lose at WrestleMania. Yet one of them is probably going to be bound to lose at WrestleMania. Maybe we have them both lose. Bianca lose at WrestleMania, or maybe Edge. But I just hope that doesn't become the case, because it seems like most of the writers, they just don't know what they're doing with some of these superstars, or they don't know what to do with them. They just have them sit in the back in the locker room, and they just don't make appearances on the show. And just to be open, that's why people in the guys in the Hurt Business, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, that's why they have something to do, because they're part of that stable of the Hurt Business. Did they have any matches before the Hurt Business, before joining the Hurt Business? They didn't, because they were just in the back of the locker room. They don't even get the spotlight. So I'm just very happy with superstars like Bianca Belair, just to be honest. So I hope she becomes a champion. I hope Edge knocks Roman Reigns out of his head of the table throne, or away from the table, I'll say. But we'll just have to see what happens. But I had an absolute blast just watching this Royal Rumble. It was really good. I'm satisfied with the winners, and I can't wait to see what Monday Night Raw is going to bring tomorrow night. So if you guys checked it out, let me know what you guys think. I think it was nice to see Carlito, and then some of these guys still look good. Even after all this time they haven't even been in the company, they still have the in-ring capability. So I don't know. Maybe that was just a one-hit wonder. We'll see what happens. And just see if they'll probably have some kind of matches. And we have people like Edge coming back. How come superstars like Carlito and the others haven't come back? Like Chris Masters or something like that. I don't know. But it was just a great event overall. I just enjoyed it. And my personal favorite, I got hats off to Bianca Belair making history. And, Edge winning the Royal Rumble. I'm happy with the Royal Rumble winners. So let me know what you guys thought about it. But I just hope they let them win. Please let them become champions. I hope they do. But at least it's up to the writers in the end.